where we decided to take a new approach, and a hypermedia approach, to represent oceanic cultures in a transversal way, so that people from the different parts of the Pacific, which are actually they are an artificial construct by the colonial powers, how that is false, and how by approaching Oceania transversally, it shows that actually it is one full continent. So I used to structure the approach concepts that I derived from the neurosciences: attractors and attraction basins. An attractor is what make people click. What, as the Oceanians tell us, words that they have that they feel in their guts. And according to, in our societies, according to my French colleagues that have worked on that, there are about 350 such keywords, cultural keywords, in Western societies: sex, God, work, money, things, family, man, woman, of course. And we found that there were keywords like that in Oceania, and we built a list with the help of Oceanians of 1,015 such words. But we decided to use three main categories, three main keywords: ancestors instead of traditional religion, house instead of vernacular architecture, and Wontok instead of urban anthropology. Wontok being a term that corresponds to the area where Pidgin or other Creole languages are spoken. They say there's so much movies, photographs, artifacts, that you don't need to understand to speak French or to understand French to get a good feeling for what Oceania as a whole is, to get that kind of transversal view of what we people, we Oceanians, how we feel, what's important to us, and the kind of way, the way that the things that are clustered around those keywords, that technically are attraction basins, the way that they really mean a kind of sum, a partial sum, but of important knowledge. And that's how it came about. And then Alan Howard, as a workshop leader, put on the net the first preliminary graph of the attractor and its attraction basins, and further to which the people started commenting and saying, well, for northern Oceania, a pig, for instance, that belongs, of course, in the realm of ancestors, should have this and that connotation. And well, the same thing for a number of other aspects. And so, again and again, in the network, in the virtual college, the graph was submitted and resubmitted to colleagues and to Oceanians in meetings with Oceanians and in the field, and it was then finally agreed upon, and then it is now on the website, and there's lots of feedback from people of all walks of life. But to try and map with what the older people could tell, to map the old ways of life, it's too late. And like many languages are disappearing, many people now, their mother tongue is Pidgin, so even their native languages are on the wane, and So the anthropologists now in the Pacific are facing a very different situation than what we saw, say, 40, 50 years ago. But yet there is that tremendous interest among the native people of Oceania to know who they really were, so as to know better who they still could be and how they could really call themselves proudly Oceanians. And that is, as they told me in the late 60s, we have lots of things to teach the white people. Because when your medical doctors will come and test us, they will see how we are in good health and how our culture is something very valuable, very helpful, very substantial.